Wow, this was a messy episode. So messy, yet extremely entertaining. And Angel, don't play in my face. Don't play in my face. Girl, that picture is clearly filtered. What y'all are looking at is filtered. Y'all don't get to see my blemishes and freckles and my fucked up teeth up close. I don't know y'all like that.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right, welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I'm Asia Esterak. Okay, the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10. That's crazy, y'all. Season 10. Episode 4. This was a good episode. Every episode has been really good so far. I have zero complaints. Very messy. You know what's funny? I gotta give it to the Potomac crew. Y'all get straight to the mess. Well, you know, homegirl said this. You know, homegirl said that about you. It's they were. I feel like every episode somebody was getting called out for some mess. It was fantastic. Um. Anyway, so we're still at the Preakness. After that whole insanity of last week, or the party, whatever the hell that was. Anyway, so we're there. They're inside the bedding area, eating, talking, that whole thing. Why Ashley, why were you talking to that black man that sounded like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs? Talking about, I would really like to get to know you, and girl, run. Run anyway. So I was just like, what is going on? This guy's voice. Aye. So the ladies are sitting down, they're all chatting, and Stacy brings up well, she asked if Giselle is dating anyone, and Giselle says no, she's totally free. Which we find out later is it's true. It's just I understand Stacy wants to catch Giselle out. I get it, because she's been all in your business. I'll say this, y'all gotta leave Stacy alone. Leave her be. Because this is, even though she handles it better, it's still kind of bullyish a little bit. Like, let the shit go. At the end of the day, she hired TJ to be on the show, to stay on the show, and probably lied about her marriage a little bit. Who gives a fuck? At least it wasn't insurance fraud. Just saying. Anyway, and then to die on the hill of, you know what, Wendy, I'm not even going to wait. I'm not giving you no energy about that insurance shit. I was, when I saw that she's saying she's going to die on the hill of, allegedly, illegally arresting. Girl, you had an incriminating email that your husband didn't write, not to mention other shit. Okay, we're not doing all that. So back to the Preakness, back to the episode. So they're all sitting down, they're chatting, being messy. I forget who it is. I think it might have been, I don't remember who it was, but somebody brings up Tia having an issue with Ashley. So Ashley had called the ladies. This is when Wendy, Tia, Angel, Angel, you were, yeah, this episode definitely revolves around your ass. But Angel and Wendy, when they were at that shop, whatever, when they were out shopping, and Ashley calls them, Giselle has her on speaker, and she invites only her and Wendy to her house for something. So I guess Tia was like, oh, that's rude. So they brought it up, made it a thing. This was funny because I'm like, y'all was really trying to make something out of nothing. So Ashley's like, why did you say that was rude? And Tia's like, well, typically it is rude to invite people to something when you're not inviting everybody, to do it in front of everyone. She was right. But, she took it. She was like, it's tongue in cheek. And of course, or no, she was like, I was being, it was like tongue in cheek, cheeky. And they were like, what does that mean? And they kind of started to make it bigger than what it was. But, Tia, you got OG energy. And I'm not talking about because of your age. I'm talking about OG reality TV energy. It's like, you know how to handle these ladies. And it was funny. She was like, I thought you were going to be totally different when I met you. Giselle said that you were going to be all over me, and I haven't gotten a touch or anything. So that was kind of funny. That was a slick way of kind of circumventing that conversation. You know what I mean? Because I felt like bringing that up was looking for a moment. I'm just saying. whatever. So anyway, I know I'm skipping over something, but we're just gonna get to it. So Jazzy shows up. Is it me or is Jazzy like extra fake this season? She's very, you know what it is? Jazzy is Charlie Bucket. You know what I mean? She's at the Wonka factory and she's just happy to be there. But the way that she was acting in this episode was very like, oh my God, yes. And we're gonna have a girls trip and a bridal. Just the way she was just that shit was getting on my nerves. That was getting on my nerves. And she obviously has an issue with Kay. And let me tell you something. I watched quite a few reviews last week and I read comments. People were dragging Kiana saying she was doing too much. No, she wasn't. I'm sorry. Kiana wasn't doing too much. Kiana is somebody that calls shit out in the moment. That's how she is. I'm like, how is that doing too much? She's being direct. So I didn't understand that. I also love Kay. I'll drag her if she's wrong. I mean, her flip flopping with Angel on the chin check thing, I was like, girl, that was ridiculous. But whatever. But I still think she handled herself well. She's better than me because my face can't hide how I really feel. I would have been annoyed that whole trip because Jazzy would have got thrown off the boat. She's she's annoying. You could tell she's trying to be a regular addition to the show. Nothing wrong with that. I don't knock it, but I can feel the thirsty energy through the screen and it comes off inauthentic and I get a little embarrassed watching it. So, anyway, she shows up. They actually all go outside to, watch the horses and everything. So they continue the conversation outside. Um, Everyone's chatting. They notice that Jazzy and Kay haven't really talked. So I can't remember who it was that brings it up. There was so much mess in this episode. I was like, there was just every scene was, well, such and such said this and you said that. It just seemed like every scene. Um, so anyway, there's clearly some tension there. Jazzy brings up Wendy talking shit about Kay. Very weird timing. So of course they're like, well, what did she say? And then Wendy's like, what did I say? And I can't remember what it was, but whatever it was messy. Whatever it was messy, but it's irrelevant. Them two don't talk anymore. They haven't for a while. It's very apparent that they're still not friends. So it is what it is. Um, so Jazzy, are you just coming on to be messy? Is that what it is? Now remember in this season or this episode, I'm gonna get this island's name right. Nevis. Did I say it right? Nevis. Never heard of this shit till Potomac. I guess I wasn't great in geography class. I was though. I really fucking was. I just didn't know what Nevis was. So, they kind of Jazzy and Kay are kind of have a little bit of tit for tat. But here's what kills me. So Jazzy is being messy and goes, so Kay, are you still having issues with Greg? Are you guys good? Just like being messy. And Kay goes, you still engaged? You still marrying the dude who had 2 kids on you? Jazzy, I don't think you could talk about anybody's man, baby, because you and Dobie Gillis over there talking about we're in therapy, so it's serious. I think you just want to be a wag. I just think you like the perks of what comes to being with a athlete, with a professional athlete. It's deeper than the money. It's the exposure. The exposure. I don't know, Jazzy. I liked you last season, but I don't like your energy so far. Hopefully that'll change. But you and your Dobie Gillis dude, anybody that knows who Dobie Gillis is, shout out to you. And I'm not obviously Dobie Gillis is a young white kid, but he was a goofball, and that's what her fiance reminds me of. Jazzy, you can get any man. Get somebody who didn't have 2 kids on you. How you gonna come with this energy when that's what's going on in your household? I just thought that was crazy. I was like, oh, so we just out the gate with the mess. We not even 10 minutes in, and it's messy as hell. So of course there's tension because Wendy's name's getting brought up for being messy, which they neither one of them should even be talking to her. Wendy be talking about everybody. Wendy, you low key turn into Giselle a little bit with the messiness, and you're not very good at it because you're like, I don't remember. Giselle be like, yeah, I said that. Yep. I used to hate Giselle, but I'm like, she kind of stands in her shit. She's not always right, but like, she's not gonna play in your face either and be like, no, I said that because you did this. I said this because of that. You know, she doesn't run from it. I can appreciate that. I don't always like it or agree with it, but again, she's accountable for her actions, so I'll give her that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I mean, I'm sure she's done some dumb shit and not been accountable, but the major shit, she's like, yeah, I said that. Yeah, I did that. Yep. Anyway, so we finished it. We're in this scene, the First Lady of Maryland, which Wendy had kind of bragged about in the last episode to Kay about inviting her to the Preakness. She's like, everybody be cool, the First Lady. So the way she presented the shit, the way she had talked about it in the last episode, you would thought that the First Lady, the impression I got is that they were hosting something together. Homegirl hugs Wendy with a blurred face, didn't even want to be on camera, didn't sign a waiver, and Wendy, you make shit bigger than what it is. Like your burglary. Anyway, so we get to the airport. They are going to Nevis. Please, I think I got it right. They get there, they get to Nevis. They're in the Nevis is a small island. I guess they have to fly into, I think it was St. Thomas. I think I'm wrong. It was Saint somebody. I'm sorry, St. Kitts, and then they take a boat to Nevis. So they're in like the customs immigration area chilling, being messy. So they're being messy, and of course, more stuff gets brought up. Jazzy is bringing up other shit with her and Kay. They clearly are gonna beef all season. That's the vibe that I got. Giselle talks about how they're having a bridal thingy, like a bridal shower thing for Jazzy. Okay. Kiana seems so turned off this whole episode. It was just kind of funny. She was just like, um, they do talk in this scene because Giselle's like, so how are you and Stacy? And then Kay's like, we're actually good. We talked on the plane. Everybody's like, you guys, well, she was sleeping the whole time. And she's like, no, we actually talked. We're okay at the moment. Um, I feel like Kiana and Stacy have love for each other, but I think maybe Stacy's perhaps aloofness or the fact that she wasn't forthright about her relationships, I think it played an issue in the demise of whatever they had going on. I actually thought I loved the little thing that they had last year when the bunk beds and that whole thing. I thought that was kind of, but I'll say this, I can understand why people don't like Stacy and are unsure, uneasy of her, because she kind of tells tall tales. Like she doesn't really tell the truth. And the Giselle's reasoning, because Giselle, disperses their rooms and she does some shady stuff to Stacy, and she's like, I did it because I don't know Stacy. This lady is not who she appears to be. She told us she was one way and we're learning that she's another way. I get it. The ladies don't feel comfortable around her because she lied to them. I totally get it. I think Stacy is hilarious. I think she's comedic. I don't think she's that dumb, and I definitely think she is playing the role very well. But I can understand how some of these ladies don't feel comfortable with her, or not even they feel comfortable. They can trust her because she's lied about a lot. So I get it. I get that. You lie about one thing, you lie about everything. You know what I mean? May not always be true, but it is what it is. So I get it. I do think Stacy makes great TV. I really do. Um, So anyway, the immigration or the concierge comes out and she goes, all right, all you ladies are good for immigration except for you, Miss Massey, referring to Angel. So apparently she brought a camouflage bag. So apparently before they go on this trip, there was a list of stuff that they could bring and what they couldn't bring. And I guess in Nevis, it's against the law. You can go to jail for wearing camouflage. No one, including children, are allowed to wear camouflage, anything camouflage. She brought a camouflage backpack, like a carry-on bag. So Tia ends up having extra room in one of her like half empty suitcases for her to stuff in there. Angel, are you okay? I just don't think, you know what? Well, here's what I got from this episode. You don't need to be on this show. I just don't think this is the show for you. You're different every time you're around the group of women. And you're very defensive. And I get it. It's reality TV. These ladies are all seasoned. You're not. I know this is Tia's first time, but Tia act like she's been here forever. And baby, it's giving. It really is. But Angel, if they told you specifically not to bring camouflage and your ass brought a camouflage backpack, I was like, and then Angel, in Ashley's confessional, Ashley's like, you could literally risk not coming into the country. Like you can get arrested for that. I don't know. I don't know, Angel. I just don't know if this is the show for you because the shit with the no filter on it, girl, it didn't go off. I forgot something, y'all. Y'all know me. So I totally forgot about this. So when they Angel and Kay talk about, so they all go to their rooms. Great. Giselle left embroidered robes, cards for everybody. The rooms were nice, all of them, beautiful. Stacy had a plain robe, not embroidered, with an empty card. We find out about that later. Anyway, so Kay and of course Angel are sharing a room, and Angel is reflecting on how no one really spoke to her at the airport, and well, not no one really. She talks about Wendy not acknowledging her and all this stuff. Here's my thing, Angel. You don't really like Wendy. And it's pretty obvious Wendy doesn't like you. At one point in the episode, Wendy implies that Angel didn't graduate from school, which, again, Wendy, you sat around and said you didn't know her. So if you didn't know her and you graduated in 2009, which you confirmed on the show, and Angel graduated she graduated in 2006 and Angel graduated in 2009, and you didn't know her, then how do you know she didn't graduate the school? If you don't know her, why do you know her business like that? It's just weird. This episode was full of mess. And I forgot to mention when Jazzy first came out at Preakness, um, turns out her and Angel kind of know each other. And she's like, oh, you're a fellow wag, whatever. Wag. But okay. The name was like, but she's like, oh, your husband was a starter. This is what Angel says to Jazzy. She definitely was throwing a little bit of shade. But I don't know if she knew she was throwing shade. It definitely came off like that. I just don't think Angel is rep for this show. I just don't think she is. So anyway, we're going to fast forward to the ladies get on this yacht, right? And actually, you know what? I totally did this backwards. I'm sorry. They get on the yacht to go to the rooms. Child, I feel like every scene was messy. It was just mess shit. We just fuck it up. We going to mash it up. Fuck it up. So So they're on the boat going to Nevis to get to their rooms, even though I told the story wrong. But Angel and Kay and Jazzy kind of get into it. And here's what's crazy. Jazzy has the nerve to say, like, well, you'll never be a fiance the way I am. You're an idiot. And it's very obvious why you're there, why you're even marrying Dobie Gillis. You're annoying. You're so annoying. And I hate how she's just very, very turned up and very extra. Oh my God. And, we have a couple new ladies here. Girl, you not even part of the crew like that. You ain't even in the opening credits, child. What are you talking about? She's very familiar. It's irritating. And then in this scene, they also bring up Angel kind of throwing shade at Jazzy about her dude being a starter. And of course, Angel's like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I actually don't think she meant it like that. I could be wrong. I didn't think she meant it like that. I just don't think she's equipped for this kind of programming. I like Angel. She's very zen. At one point she says, when I don't know people, I'm quiet around them. And I'm thinking, girl, this is a reality television show, darling. Television. So anyway, I told it everything wrong. This is when they get their rooms, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they get the rooms, they do their thing, and then we go to the ladies going to dinner. So they go out to dinner, and the bullshit continues. At this dinner, they bring up, Stacy points out Giselle is dating somebody. Like, this is supposed to zing Giselle. I was like, Giselle's like, I'm dating a few people. There's multiples, and they're like, well, you were seen with a football player. Are you trying to be a wag like us? And she's like, no, I get it. She's moving differently now. She's been on the show long enough to know that you kind of just keep your personal life to yourself. Totally get it. Um, so before they even get to the dinner, they bring up this photograph that Angel took. So Giselle talks about how she's like, I'm not on social media a lot, but I did go on social media and there's a picture of Tia and then this other woman to the right, and the woman's supposed to be Angel. This was the most filtered shit I've seen in a while. It reminded me of that one TikTok filter, the glamour one, where it's just like a very glamored AI version of your face. That's pretty much what the picture looked like. Beautiful picture, but it clearly wasn't her. It wasn't her face. It's her, but it's like a version of her. So Giselle's like, I don't know who this woman was. So at the dinner, she brings it up. Angel says that the picture was not filtered. Let me tell you something. That's all I took away from this scene, this last scene. She says that this was not filtered. This is what she looks like. You clearly have a filtered face in this photo. Your nose, even your nostrils look taken in. Your nose look thinner, and she really is dying on that hill. I was like, okay, girl, okay. They call out how she's different, how she acts different, and it's funny, Wendy. I gotta give it to you. You get on my motherfucking nerves, but you were right in this scene when you were calling out Angel how she is different. Her energy is different with the ladies, with the groups of ladies. And Stacy also says to her, it feels like you don't seem like you're interested in getting to know us, like you're like excited about us or you don't like us. And she's like, no, I'm quieter around people that I don't know. I'm a more even keeled. Basically, I'm boring. I don't react to shit. I mean, let's keep it real. For the sake of reality television, Angel, you're boring for this show. You take everything to heart. You tend to alter your personality based on the group of ladies that you're around. And I don't know if that's from trying to be with the popular kids. I get it. You want to fit in. You know, this is a show you want to fit in. I understand. But the filter thing really just, I was like, girl, don't play in my face. Please don't play in mine or the audience's face. Fucking Stevie Wonder can see that your ass has a filter in that picture. Motherfucking Ray Charles from the other realm can see that shit. Girl, stop. Helen Keller. Girl, stop. Beautiful, but come on. Come on. Angel, you lost me on that one. I was like, I don't know if I could trust you now because you can't play in my face. When they start bringing but then they bring up other pictures that are clearly fucking filtered. And her talking about, I would never do that. And that's ridiculous. Okay, girl. Okay. So, towards the end of this scene, because this episode was a to be continued, Ashley decides to call out Stacy and talks about, well, we heard that you were hollering at somebody that we all know. We already know what this is. This is the Chris Samuels, Monique Samuels shit. So the episode kind of ends there, and Wendy is like, has this crazy, annoying reaction. That shit got on my nerves. This was a good episode, very messy. They should have called this episode just super messy. It was super, super messy. Angel, I don't know about you on this show. I don't know. And I love Kay. I love the fact that you and Kay are still friends. I hope Kay pulled you to the side and said, baby girl. Baby girl. Anyway, next week is going to get way more interesting with Jazzy here. And then is Monique coming back in this episode or next episode? I'm curious. Very messy episode, but fun. I can't get past Angel saying that there are no filters on her pictures. And I have all my teeth. Anyway, y'all, happy Monday. It's a crazy week. Interesting day at work today. Oh my God. Anyway, stay hydrated, be nice to each other, and I'm gonna go return these videotapes.